Now we continue with the story. We have seen that the people are moving from place to place. With this movement, even the food was traveling. You see that the noodles actually traveled from China to West and they became spaghetti. So this was the exchange that was happening in the food. We also see that potatoes, soya, groundnut, maize, chilies, sweet potatoes, which are so common in our diet today, were unknown to us till Christopher Columbus gave them to Asia and to Europe. So you imagine the things which were exchanging even in the food items, and all this was because people were traveling, they were carrying their knowledge, expertise and also new items of trade. Here we see that certain new crops which were introduced to another country became a kind of life-saving drug for another country. Now when potatoes were actually introduced, we see that the poorest farmer in Ireland started becoming used to that crop. They had only potatoes and potatoes because that was what was available to them, and this was the introduction of a new crop because of the migration that was taking place. So you see that the food crop also is getting affected due to the migration which is taking place. But this migration also deals in conquest, diseases and of course the trade. The trade you have already seen that what was happening, that the people are moving from one place to another in order to sell the goods that they have and find best possible rates. There were many new routes which were found at this time, like the Europeans found a sea route to Asia, which actually gave a big boost to the trade that we had. The new mode of exchange from the coddies has reached to silver. And here the people have also given new diseases to each other. As America had been an isolated continent for a long period of time and was not in touch with the other countries, so when the Portuguese and the Spanish people, the explorers, when they reached there, they gave a new deadly disease to the Americans, and that was the smallpox. Now this is also leading to what? Conquest of another countries. That is when people, the explorers found that that country was not very strong, that is it had a strong political setup, they would start conquering that country. And I can give you the best example of India, wherein what had happened, that the Britishers entered India as traders and later on became the masters of India, because they felt that the Indian political system was very weak. There was no strong central power which could actually stand against them. So slowly and gradually the traders transformed themselves into masters of India. So side by side conquest, disease and trade is going on. But also understand another thing, that at this point of time Europe had poor countries. The people there were not so rich, whereas India and China were amongst the richest countries at that time. Later on China went into seclusion and it actually avoided itself from other countries, and slowly and gradually America emerged as the strongest economy in the world. We will see this story in the next clipping.